It's just flawless, isn't it?
We think so.
Yeah. I mean, I literally couldn't imagine a more beautiful vessel for Alexa to be inside. Alexa, how many tablespoons are in a cup?
There are 16 tablespoons in a cup. Babe, food just got here. Why are you cooking? Who's that?
Alexa, turn on the sprinklers.
Honey, I already ran the sprinklers. Things are getting way too wet around here.
Alexa, dim the lights.
But I'll save you.
Alexa, lights up! Alexa, lights up!
Add bath oils to my shopping list.
Alexa, no, don't do that.
Read my audiobook.
I was in his hands. I was being changed.
Yeah.
Realized that I was also kissing him. Honey, other people have to use the bathroom around here too.
Alright, Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters out there, unto the Israelite foreigners, from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom, in the Hebrew, which means peace. It's a quick show through the spirit of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua. I noticed this commercial a couple of days ago, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck am I seeing? Pardon my French, but America has a way of promoting adultery on the highest level every time. And that was a plain to see adulterous moment of a woman lusting after another man while her husband's there. She's saying that Alexa could come in more perfect form. And then, you know, she was end up seeing a picture of Michael B. Jordan. And she just imagined in her imagination that Michael B. Jordan just is there and is obeying all her commands while her husband is there. And the husband's like, what is he doing there? You know, and I guess it's supposed to be a parody of some sort. And a lot of people may like that, find it entertaining. But that's wickedness, and that's just wicked on all levels, man. And what that promotes, what's that showing, is the lack of respect that the black woman has for her husband, or any woman to have towards her husband, where the man of her dreams. That's not the first one that I can remember, or some weird commercial where a woman just lusting after her fantasy right in front of her husband, like he's just supposed to take it. You know, even when you see a man is lusting after another woman on a commercial, it's like, why are they promoting such plain to see adultery? You know why? Because that's Esau, and he studies the mind. All right. Oh, that's why I should have done. He studies the mind. He studies what you like, what you dislike. He knows every single thing, and he knows how to promote. Heavily, he knows how to promote adultery in the minds of the people, because when they go back into that animalistic state, then it's a free for all. All right, and that's why majority of marriages don't work, because there's so much escapability of if a man gets married to a woman and the woman's not doing what she's supposed to do as a wife, he probably end up watching porn. If he's playing that, you know, can't get another woman thing, he's just being a one man woman. He's gonna be addicted to porn, and then he's gonna be looking at other people's things, what's going on when he's not supposed to be. America's just a lust pot, man. Just a land of just lusting after things, you know, going after things, and that's just lusting, fornicating, going straight out, going all out, because Esau knows how to get people. Once you get people to a certain state, when they're not in the high state, that goes clearly to that word folly again. You know what? From now on, that's gonna be my thing. That definition of folly shows the mindset of the American people, of the people of the world in general, especially the weaker sex, which is the women. All right, I read it before. I'm just gonna say what it means. Folly, and the etymology for folly, and the definition of the etymology for folly means mentally weak. All right. So Esau put everybody in a mental weak state where they have no morals at all. They have no sort of anything can go with them. That's why you have orgies. You have a whole bunch of these sexual acts that's developed because there's more pleasure in the flesh. The flesh in this society is supreme. That's the highest level. It's not about to be spiritual highs in this today's society. It's all about the flesh. Real quick, and this is always got to bring this out because it's factual. Psalm 64 and I believe it's 5. No, it's 64 and 6. They search out iniquities. Let's look up the word iniquity real quick. As Allah, injustice, unrighteousness, wrong, violent deeds of injustice, injustice of speech, injustice generally, from evil, iniquity, perverseness. Let's keep that in mind. Unjustly, unrighteously, wickedness. So perverseness, right? I can't look at that up. So he searched out the worst possible things that's wrong. It says they accomplish a diligent search. So I remember when I was a kid, growing up with my mother. I was raised with my mother, and I go, you go to school, come back, and Mom Dukes is watching soap operas. Even when I was younger, the soap operas was from Channel 7. So certain days, I believe it was Thursday. Maybe it was Thursday, Dallas. A soap opera called Dallas. It was more late night. And my mother was like fully invested in it. And I know all brothers could contest to that. Even the sisters could contest to that. Everybody gets fully invested into the soap opera. Now, what goes on in the soap opera is what's that word I'm looking for? Not busybody. Yep. Well, busybody's another way, but everybody's into somebody else's business, and everybody's into each other's sex lives, and there's always adultery in soap operas. Somebody's always sleeping with somebody else. Okay. And the way soap operas are built is it formulates how a relationship should be and how it formulates shouldn't be right before your eyes. And before you know it, people start practicing certain things. Now, adultery's been going on for ages. But if you promote certain things in the right manner, and you put the right things in the side of the people, riches, things that they never seen before, attractive people in television, what will end up happening to the average person? They will think that's how life's supposed to be. All right? So when you see this commercial with Alexa and Michael B. Jordan as Alexa, and this woman's lusting after her, even have her friends come over to see him, and she has a husband there, there's something quite wrong with that picture right there. What are you trying to say? All right? Even and back in the days, it was a movie called Weird Science, where the young teenage boys had to build themselves a perfect woman. So something about America and just lusting after the flesh. But this is that diligent search that they've been broadcasting. They knew they got the minds of the people by showing sexual things. It says they both the inward thoughts of every one of them and their heart is deep. So this is what they did, and it's just to show you who's in control, man. It's always the same suspects. It's always the same concept, and they bring out the urges and the animalistic things of people. That's why you have the silhouette, the busted. I believe there's another challenge, and it's just all sexualization of the female body. And they're pushing the narrative of a women being in a certain position in the society, and she could do whatever she could do whatever she want with her body. First Thessalonians 5:6, it says, "But she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth." All right. So those that live in pleasure is dead already, because you wasn't put on earth to live in a pleasurable thing. You're not supposed to. A woman's not supposed to worry about her sexuality at a certain age and knowing knowing herself. And that's the this devil he's a crafty devil. All right. So he will tell you you have to know yourself. And when you're talking about know yourself, you're not talking about knowing yourself spiritually. The highest form of anything in the society is sexually. All right. Is the lust after the eyes. Okay. Which is all part of this man's plan to keep people down. This is how you become weak-minded, mentally weak, because you rely on the beauty or the things of the body. And that's why, real quick, certain things that even as a man, sometimes you have to fast, right? Sometimes fast of food, fast of your things that you like the most, because it's the spirit that's alive, not the flesh. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. St. John 6. It says, "Is the spirit that quickeneth," and the word quickeneth is alive. So remember what it says, that she that lives in pleasure is dead already, right? Quickeneth. It says to produce alive, begot, or bear living young, to cause to live, make alive, give life, by spiritual power to arouse and vigorate, to bring back to life. So it's a spirit that quickeneth, the spirit that's alive. All right. Let's hold on. Let's real quick before I go back to this. I'm gonna try to make this short. Revelations 11:8. It says that the dead bodies shall lie in the great city. The dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. And the key to this is what? Sodom, well, in Egypt, because those lands were sexually heavily broadcast, but heavily sexual deviance was going on in those times, because Sodom and Gomorrah was known for the strange flesh, and Egypt was known for us by what? By slavery, but also Egypt, and the symbols of Egypt goes back into the male penis, which is the phallic symbol, which the Egyptian believe in Horus, which was chopped up to many pieces, and his wife, I forgot what the demon wife, her name was, but she couldn't find that one piece, so she built a wooden phallic symbol. So sexualization is heavily pushed, not only in America, but all the other ancient world society. But America took it to the next level, to the extreme level, because it's witchcraft. Okay, everything that we've seen is witchcraft, and what is pushing is adultery. Now, before I lose, I'm all over the place, slacking. There's a couple of scriptures I wanted to get. So I wrote that. Romans 7:2, it says, "For a woman which having a husband is bound by the law to her husband, so long as she liveth." So if a woman is married, which marriage is not talking about you going down to the to the city hall of any society and saying that you're married. It's a sexual act, which is not promoted here in America. Is do as thy will. That's what's promoted, and is the lust after the flesh. So a woman is bound to her husband for life. The only way she could break that thing can break if he is dead. It says, but if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband. So if a woman is lusting after another man, that's adultery right there. She should automatically be put to death. And that's not heavily promoted in the society because they don't promote the laws, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Period. It's all about after the flesh, fleshly things. And that's all you're going to see. All right. That's all you're gonna see in this society. I just had to bring that out before I go on. Back in First Corinthians 5, I'm gonna go to 15. It says, 14. Matter of fact, let me go to 12. Having damnation caused because they have cast off the first faith, and withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, talking about the women, all right, and not only idle but tattlers also. And that's why soap operas are so important part of a woman's, I guess, ritual to be a woman in the society, because that's helping you be a tattletale. Because at the end of the day, back in the days when after a program, you watch a program, what happens? People start talking about the program, and when there's women, they talk about what they saw. This person slept with that person. That has nothing to do with you, but yet you telling. There's also busybodies speaking things which they are not. Wherefore I will therefore that the young women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. Which that goes into a whole nother topic, because the brother broke that down beautifully. Once you go against what your household is, you like that commercial. She brought shame into that man by doing these things. All right, that's why he was like, "Yo, what the like, Alexa, put your turn the light on, turn the light on." Like, it was a joke, a parody, but it's not funny, because that's leaving an avenue for Satan. It says, "For some are already turned aside after Satan." All right, and this society promotes that. I'm gonna make this short because it's a whole bunch of topics. Second Timothy's 3. I'm sorry, 1, but the point is that I believe it's 7. It says, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." So in these last days, you've seen more and more things are getting worse. Now, when it comes to a man and a woman, which Esau has did a number on, men it's gotten to the point where each side hate each other so much, and those that's still playing that game, is trying to destroy each other. All right, and the whole thing with the silhouette, and the busset, and all these other things that's being promoted, heavily promoted, is leading to the Lord is setting you up, man. That's the best way I could say. The Lord is setting women up to the great fall, because enough is enough. And this whole thing I'm talking about, this adultery that was being displayed in a commercial, the way it was, and she's in the tub and he's in the tub with her, that was just off, man. That was wicked as all hell, because this society promotes this. Verse 7. No, I'm sorry, verse 4. It said, "Traitors, high-minded, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of the Most High." And that's why you see in a society where pleasure rules everything. A man doesn't consider his neighbor's wife. If you get with somebody, that's when your stock is up. And when you're single, nobody wants to look in your direction. It's just ass backwards society, man. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, for such are turned away. For of this sort are they which creep into the houses and lead captive silly women, laden with sins, and led away with diverse lusts. All right, and that's what we're seeing is the diverse lusts. St. John's, I believe it's 2:15, and I'm gonna end it off of here. It says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. So this world, this present current world that we live in, where it's just in a high level of just witchcraft and the lust of the flesh, is about to it's gonna be put out. All right. That's why I say John is 6:63 said it is the spirit that quickeneth. All right. The flesh profiteth nothing. So this is you people out there that's doing these things or considering adultery, which matter of fact, I should end it off on this. So like, yeah, I was all over the place, but it is what it is. Leviticus 20:10, it says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, meaning a man that knows another man has a wife, all right, and he takes that man's wife, that's considered adultery. It says, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, and the adulterer and adulteress, meaning the woman, shall be put to death. All right, that's how serious the Heavenly Father is about things like that. All right, even Yahushua said, if a man looks at another man's wife, if he looks at a woman, he committed adultery already, meaning he just think, because he don't even know if that woman has a wife. If that woman has a husband. Yeah, well, today's terminology. So this is a sexual oriented, because this is a masterful plan by Esau to have these things happen. All right. So with that being said, I hope you brothers edify. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.